Yeah, there's multiple lines around this.
The inside, that's looking like a decent move to pick up a couple of spots. Was it on? Yeah, it was Piqueras, wasn't it, coming through in front of Marcus Uriarte?
Yeah, there's multiple lines around this track. You're going to see it as they come up to turn 3. Look how wide this circuit is.
Existing race lap record from 2014. A young man by the name of Romano Fenati set a 2:08.0. So compare that to the existing race lap record from 2014. A young man by the name of Romano Fenati set a 2:08.0. So yeah, you can imagine now, what is that, 2.1 seconds quicker?
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Compare that to the existing race lap record from 2014. to third place.
Broken up.
All clinging on to the coattails of the rise in front. No one making any... It's good to see Foggia again. We saw him on the podium, of course, when we were back in Mugello. Very similar kind of race.
I was just about to say that. I think, yeah, it's... we know that Dennis Foggia definitely likes these flowing sort of S sections.
To cross the line for Keras, the new fastest lap of the race. It's a very similar kind of race.
I was just about to say that. I think, yeah, it's... we know...
You have a really good lap and you catch a few slipstreams, you could get right there. Pole was 205.0.
Here we go. No, Keys, what Keyless is doing. Keyless is doing what I thought. He's just... be the fastest lap for the race, so I don't know if it's just because Foggia and Keyless battled a bit, maybe held themselves up. Let's have a look.
To the line, yeah, 205 now from him, 205.9. David Munoz, fastest lap of the race, another new race lap record. He's there now in 7th with Almansa next on his hit list. We haven't talked about Almansa and Fernandez in there on the Leopard bike. Do you think this is the sort of racetrack where the Honda might be able to have a little say in things a bit more?
Yeah, normally it's a track where corner speed really helps. So you'd think the Hondas should be at a disadvantage, like we've seen at some of the other tracks. Again, Foggia is so good at that little cutback. Just puts it into a track where corner speed really helps. So you'd think the Hondas should be at a disadvantage, like we've seen at some of the other tracks. Again, Foggia is so good at that little cutback, just puts his bike in the way, but then loses a little bit of exit speed. Meanwhile, Rueda will be licking his chops at the front, just hoping that they end up battling a bit behind him. Just creates that gap.
Talking of licking his chops, sharpening his knife and fork, David Munoz, but his teammate Guido Pini are back in front of him through turn 6.
Disappointing start for Scott Ogden. He's dropped right back down to 18th,
he's
11th on the grid.
The back of the group, isn't he? Oh, I think we might have lost someone in that group. It's Riccardo Rossi. So he's the first rider to fall by the wayside here in that stadium section. Oh, in fact, it's the long lap loop areas. That's turn 7. Probably contact. There's a lot of movement going on behind. Rueda stretching them here. Hammer down for the championship leader, who, I'll remind you, going on behind. Rueda stretching them here. Hammer down for the championship leader, who, I'll remind you, has won 6 out of our 11 races in the first half of the year. An incredible return. Could have been more. Could have been more. Been occasions where he's been unfortunate. Remember Qatar, where he broke down leading the race. There's a good chance he was going to win there too.
Was it Aragon as well? He led a lot of that race and just ended up running out of tyre. He's definitely stretching it again a little bit on this lap.
Through the final corner now, turn 14, Adrian Fernandez starting to look lively behind Angel Piqueras. That's the first lap that Rueda's pace has not increased. Just drops back into the 2:06 bracket. I have to say, even all the way back to Scott Ogden, which is the group, pace is very similar between everyone.
Yeah, it is. All circulating the same. Like I say, it's all because they're being stretched by Rueda.
Down to turn 3, another attack coming in, this time from Angel Piqueras, and I wonder what Max Quiles will do about this one now, because he's just starting to...
Because they're being stretched by Rueda.
Down to turn 3, and
might gain a bit. Oh, that was aggressive from Munoz. Is that Almanza?
Yeah, just punched his way through there.
Yeah.
Munoz. It was, yeah, an aggressive one. That's where Ricardo Rossi had crashed out on the previous lap. Still, Rueda leads. The gap steady at about 0.4 of a second. Where is he strongest? Well, it seems like here, doesn't it? Like out of the stadium section.
Yeah, just that little bit everywhere. He's clean, he's smooth, he carries corner speed, does Rueda. He's not stressing his tyres.
He's strongest. Well, it seems like here, doesn't it? Like out of the stadium section.
Yeah, just that little bit everywhere. He's clean, he's smooth, he carries corner speed, does Rueda. He's not stressing his tyres.
See a gap opening up now. A front group of about 12, and actually it's Carpe who's not able to cling on to that lead 12.
Yeah, Carpe started his weekend so fast straight away, and then had that horrible high side at turn 1, and obviously he's really beaten up. It was a big crash.
We're getting underneath Quiles. He was third across the line. Piqueras and Quiles got past him, but he turned beautifully out of turn 1 then.
Yeah, what I like about turn 1, there are multiple lines around there.
But we have seen people, haven't we, who've been trying to rail it around there. That's where they've come a cropper.
Yeah. Yeah, you're better off almost trying to carry a bit more speed into it, and then, I wouldn't say square it off is an exaggeration, but hey, what's going on here?
Lennox Famara, there's, oh!
Strange crash. Big high side.
Through turn 9. Horrid. What we saw for the young Swiss rider who's out.
Oh, having Munoz on his teammate. He just barged Pina. You can see from the helicopter shot, there was no room. That was naughty. On your teammate as well, you're like, come on.
It's the Munoz style, isn't it?
It is the Munoz style. I'll tell you what, he's had 2 victories this year. He's been a different rider. He definitely looks more mature.
Well, since race 5. Oh, since race 6, you know.
Yeah.
First 5 races.
Oh, he had a shaky start. Well, the very first race, who did he ride through? He rode through, was it Lunetta or something? Victories this year. He's been a different rider. He definitely looks more mature.
Well, since race 5. Oh, since race 6, you know.
Yeah.
First 5 races.
Oh, he had a shaky start. Well, the very first race, who did he ride through? He rode through, was it Lunetta or someone like that? Just absolutely cleaned them out. Received a few penalties, but he definitely looks calmer. But this race, some of them moves are really borderline.
Saw him down in his garage earlier. Bit of a maniacal smile on him as he was getting ready for the
scary.
I mean, maybe, yeah, I had a little bit of a shiver when I saw it. Foggia trying his level best to cling on to Rueda. There's breathing room for Rueda, so no one can pass him. But he hasn't been able to fully escape just yet. He did a personal best last lap. Another 205.8. Now Quiles a 205.694. Chipping away as they, you said it right, I think, Neil, learn how best to get the most out. Again, it looks like wide from Rueda, but when he's out there at the front, he's able to do that. When you're in second, like Dennis Foggia, trying to take that late cutback line, you saw learn how best to get the most out. Again, it looks like
having 0.3 gap, you can use those sweeping lines. When it's +0, you know you're going to leave the door open and someone's going to attack you. So I think at this point, Rueda will be pretty relaxed.
Again, Piqueras and Quiles, they've battled in the past in the junior classes. Piqueras was a bit wider, knowing, well, thinking that Quiles was about to barge his way through, but hangs on to third, through the stadium once more, through turns 8 and 9. Feel like this is a pot of water just simmering at the moment.
Yeah, it's a good lap, this one. He's just got another couple of tenths as Rueda.
Through turns 8 and 9. Feel like this is a pot of water just simmering at the moment.
Yeah, it's a good lap, this one. He's just got another couple of tenths as Rueda.
Quiles attacking. It's been coming.
Yeah,
these two look like they've got it in for each other today. And Fernandez.
Yeah, it's a good lap, this one. He's just got another couple of tenths as Rueda.
Quiles attacking. It's been coming.
Yeah,
these two look like they've got it in for each other today. And Fernandez thinks, I love this sort of race. Yeah, I'll get involved too.
So Fernandez, isn't it? He has the ultimate FOMO when he's seeing passes like that being made. He's like, let me have a go. And then you look at who's next in line. Oh, it's David Munoz. The team will have, say, given that information. That'll give him a plus 0.7.
He's clean as well, isn't he?
Like he's been all weekend, not put a wheel wrong. Loads of laps on his own, working on his own race pace, working on his own markers, lots of corner speed, looks relaxed, not stressing the tyres. Oh, the teammates are proper going at it behind.
Yeah, and then Piqueras scrapping with Fernandez as Munoz gets through and up into 4th place now. Their pace, unfortunately, a 10th or 2 slower than Rueda, and it looks like the way this is starting to go, it was the fear we had at the start of the race, but it looks like it's a battle for second.
Yeah, and it's going to be a decent battle for second because it's a proper group of aggressive riders. I mean, Foggy back in the day used to be a bit of a wild one. He's sort of, as his maturity has calmed down a little bit.
Well, we're past the halfway point in this race, 8 down, 8.5 now, 7.5 laps still remaining.
Back in the day, he used to be a bit of a wild one. It's sort of, as his maturity has calmed down a little bit.
Well, we're past the halfway point in this race, 8 down, 8.5 now, down, 8.5 now, 7.5 laps still remaining. And Rueda eking out more of a gap over Dennis Fodger on the 71, and the pink 28 is Max Quiles on the 2 Aspar bikes. The 71 and the pink 28 is...
It's a steep one. It makes the corner before it really important. Like you've got to try carry as much corner speed.
Rueda quicker again.
Yeah,
205.5. We're starting to get into the realms. That would have put him in 8th on the grid. That lap from Rueda. He might not have taken pole, but all weekend he has been a class apart. Not put a wheel wrong. And he now has a gap of over 1 second to, well, it was briefly Max Quiles. And then it's Dennis Fodger. Their lines will cross over. Fodger will be strong then into turn 4 as he has been on every single lap.
And then if you're Rueda, the gap goes from 1 second to 1.2.
Quiles looked over at his teammates as if to say,
what you doing?
Mate, come on, we're not going to catch him like this.
No, and we've still got quite a few laps to go here.
But I think Fodger knows that he's battling for scraps here. He knows that he's not battling for the win anymore.
Yeah. No, I think Fodger's worried because he's sitting in his pit board that he's got Munoz behind him. So you think I'll just put my teammate in between us.
Track limits warning coming in there for Quiles.
Yeah, and I think he was coming out of turn 1.
Yeah.
I saw him clip it a couple of times.
So he can have one more transgression. That's another spot. So easy to do it. Out of turn 9. One more transgression. And then after that, a 5th. He's had 3. A 5th would give him a long lap penalty. There's track limits warning for Eddie O'Shea as well as Noah Detmiller at this stage of the race. They've got the warning symbol on the left-hand side on that tower.
Yeah, and it's stretched so much now. Obviously, Rueda's got that 1.5 seconds lead, and look, and then you've got the next 6 riders. It's broken up as again, so that's your battle for the podium. Almanza, Piqueras, Munoz,
Yeah, more experienced runners.
Yeah.
Apart from Keyless, basically.
Tell you what, tyres are lasting up to this point, aren't they? I mean, still some very fast laps going in.
Another 2:05 from Jose Antonio Rueda. He's got his gap, he's got his comfort blanket now, 1.3 seconds. He's still churning out laps faster than those behind him. But that's going to be enough if he just stays at this pace now to manage the gap. Even if there is a tyre drop. Again, Foggia.
Yeah, what's this? And again,
Keyless to the inside.
And then is Foggia then going to get the inside for the next corner? No, he didn't do it this time.
So many races. If you are new to racing, watching racing at Brno, it is classic for those reasons, for those big wide S's, and it's the track width as much as anything that has a part to play in it. 15 metres wide, 16 at some parts.
Yeah, and if you look at where we came from last weekend in Sachsenring, where it was, what was
11, 12 at some parts, it's narrower than that.
It feels narrow when you're riding, that's a fact.
Sachsenring's the sort of track you can't imagine a car race on.
No.
It's just like, it might as well be a street race.
But
It might be Monaco or
But
something.
it also feels like when you ride around just on a road bike, you can't even imagine a MotoGP race there. That's how tight and twisty it is, where this is, like I say, the polar opposite. You ride around this track and you've just got a big grin on your face.
Elevation changes,
Massive.
undulations.
Yeah. Like, you can't believe now are you in the lowest point and then you start climbing up to this steep S.
And you look back at the history of this circuit, and all the greats have won here, haven't they? It's one of those.
Yeah, Agostini won here loads back in the day, didn't
Yeah.
he? Remember Mick Doohan winning a lot, obviously Valentino Rossi.
Max Biaggi was
good.
successful.
Yeah,
one of the most
good
successful riders around here.
Lorenzo was good here, Casey Stoner, Sylvain Gintoli. All the greats have had fantastic results around this circuit. Not that Sylvain would like to talk about it.
No, he just left. What did he leave on our desk this morning?
Look, he was third fastest in a free practice 3 session 6 years ago, and he printed it off. I mean, he was walking around with it today.
He was asking a local if you could get it framed, if you knew somewhere if you could get it in a frame. Embarrassing, really. Down towards turn 3 for Dennis Foggia.
And the same move, yeah.
This time, does Keyless cut back? No. He says, all right, I'll give you it this time.
His tyre completely dropped off in recent rounds and he finished 8th. I mean, you look back at his season, it's been incredible. And even in Germany, where it didn't look like he was totally in control, it was still another podium finish. But yeah, this weekend, we said this morning, we'd be surprised if Rueda doesn't win this race, because his pace throughout the weekend has just been something else.
We're into the unknown now. No one will have put this many laps on their tyres, you wouldn't have thought. They will. There is Alvaro Carpe. They'll be feeling it now. He'll be feeling it. He's got Scott Ogden behind him. Ogden outside of the points. Morelli picking up points as things stand in 15th. Hotting up again in the battle for second with Keyless going through on Foggia. David Mignoth is sharpening his teeth. Out of the final corner. 4 to go.
Wow.
Look at Rueda.
A lap time from Rueda. I mean, he's 0.8 of a second faster than the rest of that group. The gap at the front's now 2.2 seconds.
Fernandez turns beautifully through there, which is a worry for Keyless. Oh, he just brings it back. I'm just thinking with the track limits hanging over him there.
Fernandez was on the green.
Into 3 and 4. First S complex. Drops downhill through here. Down towards the stadium. Keyless second, Foggia third. Foggia's had a good ride, hasn't it?
Really good.
It's good to see him.
Do you know what I'm pleased about is I've seen him this year a little bit getting pushed back in these groups. He's definitely had a word with himself before this weekend, because he's done the classic. Every time he's been passed, he's tried to pass back straight away. He's not settled, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, you've gone from 3rd to 8th. He stayed really aggressive.
Yeah, I wonder if he's had a word with himself. Aspar might have had a word with him as well.
So I think Aspar would do with the team owner. The team owner.
We signed you because you have been runner-up in this championship, been third in this championship. You know, you are one of the best riders there's been in recent years in Moto 3, but we're not seeing that from you.
Exactly. Show these young kids what you're made of. And that's what it comes down to.
Have you ever raced at a circuit and then gone back like this 5-6 years later? You know, a place that's had good memories or had a good feeling.
You know what's funny? Any racetrack that you've had a result on in the past, a good result, you love it. And it doesn't matter even if it's a straight track. I mean, oh, that's a cheeky little move. Like, just think about the Saxon Ring, for example. I don't know if it's Mark's favourite track, but he must absolutely love it. Most people don't like the Saxon Ring, but Mark certainly does.
Inch perfect through turn 2. Just under 3 laps remaining in this race. Who is going to join Jose Antonio on the box today?
Hey, and there's not a better feeling when you've got such a lead. 3 seconds with 3 laps to go. At that point, you're just like, just stay relaxed, enjoy these laps, don't do anything silly. Meanwhile, behind, it's the exact opposite. Your adrenaline's pumping when you're in one of these battles.
I'm going to give credit just while we're watching this battle rage on to Eddie O'Shea. He's closed down a 2.5 second gap to Stefano Nepper, Noah Detmiller, and he's passed them both. So he's in 18th place in this race, just a spot behind Scott Ogden. That's Reddy. Made some progress in this race, having been cut adrift early on.
Yeah, absolutely. Got a bad start, didn't he? It's been a long race for him, but his pace now is not that far off what these guys are doing.
Munoz made it all the way from the back of the grid up to 5th place. You've got to feel, if Germany's anything to go by, there will be some kind of lunge coming. Yeah. It's in the post, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, Munoz not start from the back of the grid to not finish on the podium.
I've got a question then on
Where?
that. No. Is it a tough enough sanction? You felt it was a harsh sanction
I
anyway.
thought it was quite a harsh one because he did roll off on a straight, but he was off the line and there was quite a few riders behind him. I think it wasn't this time. I think he deserved a penalty, absolutely. But it wasn't a silly one. He didn't like grab the brake or do anything really stupid.
But we've already seen Rueda win from the back of the grid here this year. Munoz up there. Is that a tough enough penalty?
That's a fair point, yeah. Yeah, you've got to start questioning maybe
right through.
Yeah, I'm going to say right through your race is over. Pit lane start, your race is over. Well, it's, I guess, a double long lap penalty. Is that worse than starting off the back of the grid?
Well,
the problem is because David Munoz is so good at overtaking, starting at the back of the grid, it's not a massive penalty, is it? The fact that he was, what was it at the end of the first lap? 12th.
Yeah.
He passed half the field.
Here we go then. This is starting to get a bit tasty now. Adrian Fernandez has got the scent in his nostrils. Angel Piqueras, we know this is the part of the race where he often excels. No one's going to match Rueda today, but who's going to be tasting the champagne alongside him on the podium here in the Czech Republic? The fans getting a treat in this battle for second as Munoz gets back in front of Fernandez. For Foggia.
He's all right. He's not on a warning anyway, so I think he might get one now.
To have your wits about you now, particularly Quiles, who has it hanging over him. Been more track limits warnings for Pini and Uriarte in the chasing group, but they're battling for 8th.
I feel like it's a big last lap coming up for Angel Piqueras, who's not been on the podium for about 5 rounds, and sort of a rider who's got in the past had really good racecrafts has made some mistakes. He's been in the group, but he's sort of got beaten up a little bit. So
well, here he comes.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was on cue though. He was about to go through on Foggia, but Foggia's strong enough. A little bubble from the front of Foggia though. Mid-corner, here we go then. Last lap time. Jose Antonio Rueda, top left, is just already past the line now. The gap back to this group now at 3.8 seconds. Rueda has a lap to negotiate to win this race. And then, who will be on the podium with him? Quiles in second, and now Piqueras rides underneath. David Munoz is not going to give an inch. It's tight there. Oh, there was a bit of green paint there, I think, for Foggia.
Definitely was on the green there. He got it all wrong, unfortunately. He just braked a bit late, went wide, left the door open, got passed by two riders.
That could cost him.
Piqueras, is he going to go up the inside here?
Foggia had just had a track limits warning just come up, so he could be right on the limit here. Angel Piqueras in third behind Quiles, who pulls across to block the line down towards turn 5. Deep in there, Munoz going to try and turn underneath him. Piqueras will have the inside line contact from Munoz. Just let the brake off, didn't he?
Like we said, he's sat back. He's done well. If you think Munoz was aggressive, he got in that group and he's just sat there in 5th place for the majority of the race.
So now Munoz up to third, Quiles hanging on to 2nd place. Munoz has looked strong down the hill in towards turn 10. Foggia looking for a way through, but nor he or Piqueras can get through. Look at Munoz though, just turning, and he's going to get some good drive here.
He has, up the inside, surely into the Kevin Schwantz corner. No.
But Foggia thought he was going to have a go then. Meanwhile, Jose Antonio Rueda is already climbing as he squeezes through. David Munoz turning through the late apex there at Schwantz corner. Quiles coming back at Piqueras. This will just help Munoz. Foggia attacking on Piqueras, who closes the door on the Italian. Up the hill they go. Final couple of corners to come here. Munoz in second, Quiles in third. Rueda's already in the corner. Piqueras misses out yet again in 4th place. Dennis Foggia is 5th. And Fernandez and Almanza on the Honda just didn't have the tools to fight today. But Jose Antonio Rueda runs out victorious. A dominant win from the championship leader. And in doing so, with Piqueras in 4th place, opens up a really good margin in the World Championship, Neil.
I mean, just textbook. That started Friday morning, that win. Just incredible pace, clearly very comfortable with that KTM. What a ride. Great battle for second. Quiles. Yet again, the young 17-year-old just played it perfect.
Yeah, David Munoz a bit too defensive perhaps
just
in that last section.
Yeah, I think he was a fraction fast into the penultimate corner, lost his drag coming out of it.
Still, he gets a podium from the back of the grid. Meanwhile, the new CEO of KTM, Gottfried Neumeister there, watches Jose Antonio Rueda run out victorious here in Brno. All the reaction when we come back.
Entire cover bike and multi-bike insurance sponsors MotoGP.
Of Antiques starts Tuesday at 9 on Quest or stream on Discovery Plus.
At Wren, get a Neff dishwasher for just $149 in our summer sale. The Great Renovation.
It's happening.
Oh,
Don't look straight at it.
it's so beautiful. That's just Amy.
What happened to her? Oh, she's got that glow from a £1 fancy coffee with 3.
There's always a reason to glow with 3.
Keith?
Witness the fitness. The clock will tell 11. One home, one quest.
Tomorrow starts tonight. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
Climbing the height of 53 Eiffel Towers and burning an average of 7,500 calories a day across 1,165 kilometres.
It doesn't get bigger than this.
The Tour de France Femme on TNT Sports.
TNT Sports, powered by Endura.
Entire cover bike and multi-bike insurance sponsors MotoGP championships on TNT Sport.
Welcome back to the Czech Republic, where it was a bit of a stroll in the park, really, for Jose Antonio Rueda. Sunday ride.
Shall we just save a bit of time and give this man the world champ?
Last 39 years old, returning to this field and immediately putting himself in the third row of the grid. He could race and pull surprise out of the hat today. He's looked good all weekend. Every time we've seen him on shot, very smooth, fast on entry. That's how he likes to ride. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what Matteo Fassini can do can
feel like a long 18 laps for the Moto 2 field as Barry Baltus powers his way up towards pole position. He sat there a while waiting to get going. He matched Joe Roberts lap after lap in qualifying and just pipped him in the end with a little run to the line. Will he have to do the same in the race? If you're Joe Roberts, you want to get to the front as quickly as you can. Manuel Gonzalez will hope that the pace that he shows, the smoothness that he's got, will allow him to get involved in the race today. But Baltus, for the first time, the Belgian on the front row of the grid. We have had a Belgian winner here in the past in Didier de Radigues, way back in the early 80s. Right, here we go then. Moto 2 time, 18 laps. Lights out, run away, not a great start from Baltus, and he comes right across Joe Roberts off the start. Roberts got a good start, but had to roll out of it, and that's helped Manuel Gonzalez. It's helped Marcos Ramirez, who has a double long lap penalty. Ramirez takes the lead. Oh, Philip Salas pushed out wide. Oh, it's a crash against Aaron Canet. I think that's Canet who's gone down off the start.
Yeah, Salas coming back onto the line, collected the front wheel of Aaron Canet. The luckless Spanish rider, so consistent all year long, and that was no fault of his own there.
Manuel Gonzalez takes the lead of this race in turn 3 as Joe Roberts around the outside. It's an early bath, I think, for Aaron Canet. Terrible weekend, a crash in qualifying, and his race is run. At the front, Marcos Ramirez has taken over once more. Barry Baltus starting to fight back side by side down the hill with Manuel Gonzalez. It's the green helmet of Baltus who turns underneath it, and Roberts is going to turn underneath Gonzalez too. So Gonzalez leading in turn 3 is now gone all the way back down and into 4th place. Daniel Gardo in 5th has also made an excellent start.
As we've seen in Sachsenring 1 week ago, Manuel Gonzalez doesn't rush things. In these early laps, he settles into a rhythm. He's good in terms of his tyre consumption because of the way he loads them, gets them up to temperature.
I think it was actually Jake Dixon, not Salas, who ran out wide in turn 1, because Dixon's down in 15th place. It's obviously a different helmet, isn't it, for Philip Salas in the race here today with the yellow number 12. He's right in the mix of it behind Vietti, who had a fantastic start from the 4th row of the grid. In 11th, he's up into 6th place.
Yeah, I noticed the Mark VDS machine. I think Jake was assisted to go wide. He's making moves through on Albert Arenas down the bottom of the hill into turn 10. Salas rolled round the outside, keeping the roll speed up the hill.
Yeah, looked really good, didn't he? He was here for testing a couple of weeks ago. We're looking up towards the final corners. A while till they get up there, I have to say, to see that drone shot working, as Marcos Ramirez still leads them through. Baltus has made his way back into 2nd. Roberts is there in 3rd. Barry Baltus just turns underneath Marcos Ramirez through the final corner and takes the lead of this race over the line. You've got to feel like Roberts, I thought he might have a better run on Baltus down towards turn 1. Ramirez definitely does do, but aborts mission in turning underneath the Belgian in that first corner.
Yeah, looked like Baltus was deep into turn 1, but he comes back to a late apex. Avoids the green on exit, but nicely done for the Belgian. It was a tricky start. He looked awkward on the bike. It was like the nerves maybe were, he's getting attacked on the inside by Marcos Ramirez, but a cutback for Baltus regains the spot.
Yeah, Ramirez now has been given the green light to take his double long lap penalty. Manuel Gonzalez now behind Daniel Gardo. Excellent start to the race for the rookie. Isan Guevara's made a good getaway too on the number 28, the Blue Crew bikers. Philip Salas now has a look at Gonzalez. He closes the door on the Czech rider, but he will be getting this race all above. There as well as he got started, a bit of debris it looked like that might have been on the track. There you can see Salas on the inside. Oh, and Dixon pushed out wide. What is he? Aegis was pushed wide by Salas, and then actually it was one of the forward backs. I think it might have been Jorge Navarro making contact. Yeah. Look at Navarro on the inside.
I think Canet gets. Oh, Canet just loses it all by himself. So it looked from the overhead shot that it was Jake coming back online. Maybe wiped his nose, but actually Aaron on the throttle, just front tire not up to temperature, and it just let go. He has rejoined the race though.
Did he have the hard
front? You're right.
Maybe that's something to do with it.
Yeah, he's Salas and Barry Baltus out there with the SC2 front.
So no further action. that incident there. We're having a look at it. So, across the start-finish we go. Almost missed the whole lap of that race. Meanwhile, what we've seen is that Barry Baltus has taken charge, Ramirez in second, Roberts there in third, Gonzalez having a look up the inside of Olgado, but it's the younger Spaniard who is in, well, no, not for many longer, it's just dropped back to fifth. Filip Salac has got through. Oh no, he stayed ahead of Isan Guevara because it's Lopez now behind him. And Isan Guevara passing Salac for sixth.
Up into turn 3, there's a bit of a break behind Salac now to Alonso Lopez, Celestino Vietti, Aegis, Ortola and Arenas. But Arenas has done well. He had a poor qualifying, languishing down there on the 7th row of the grid, but he's made his way through in these early laps.
Always been a good starter, hasn't he? Albert Arenas with a hand up from Ramirez to say to his teammate Joe Roberts, I am going for the long lap loop. Is this a good Johan Zarco style through the long lap? I'll tell you what, he's done a really good job.
On the rear wheel of Salac. He's had good pace as well this weekend.
He has, hasn't he? Had really good pace all weekend. Barry Baltus just lighting up the rear as he applied the throttle out of Kevin Schwant's corner. Tyres are going to come into play in this race. But hold the front tyre, and Baltus has gone with a harder option there. Let's see how that develops. You can see the white rim.
Dissipate some heat, some temperature from the rubber.
Fastest rider on track, championship leader Manuel Gonzalez, who's just bettered Joe Roberts and Barry Baltus by a 10th. Here's Moreira down in 29th position, 7 seconds behind Pavelec. His pace though, his pace is about pace of 17th, 18th. It has just not been his weekend.
Yeah, we assume it's injury from the previous weekend's crash, but yeah, he's not been on it at any time really in all conditions. Struggled a little. We've seen a few fast laps here and there, but yeah, he's languishing 7 seconds off the rear wheel of Pavelec at the rear of the field, so I don't think he's going to score any points today, especially given the pace. It's not going to move him forward in a hurry in this race.
Ramirez has 5 laps to complete both of his long lap penalties. Is he going to go again? I think this is the right decision. Get yourself back in the race, get yourself, see if you can make up a couple of positions before you do the next one. Otherwise, what would happen for Ramirez? He'd go again, you're down in 13th, 14th, and you're never getting back.
Yeah, he can get stuck in that second group at the moment. If he can go forward, he's going to use a little bit of tyre to do so. Get closer. I know it's a big ask with Salac and Guevara in front to try and pass both of those and then execute the last penalty lap for him.
Onto Schwantz, bottom of the hill and climbing. Canet has rejoined, but he is a long way behind. He's crossing the line where we just saw Moreira moments ago. He's not going to score any points today. Aaron Canet, he's 1 minute 21 behind the Brazilian.
He is lapping at a similar pace to Holgado, Guevara, Salac. So even though it's been a tough weekend for Canet, you use this as a little bit of a test. Moto2 do have a test here tomorrow. So it is a Moto2 test on Monday, Moto3 test on Tuesday. But yeah, coming into the summer break, Canet needed points. He's been so consistent. He's only 9 points off Gonzalez, who's currently sat in a 16 points 10th position, whereas Canet, I don't think he's going to get any.
Wider there for Gonzalez. Both he and Roberts, though, turning up the wick. They were a couple of tenths quicker than Baltus on that last lap. Roberts starting to get a feel for this race, easing his way into it. But Gonzalez, 100th of a second, 200th of a second quicker than the American. There's a slight gap back to Olgado. There's Filip Salac, the Czech rider, down in 6th place. Ramirez has a look behind. He puts his hand up to say, I am going to take the long lap loop now, to Celestino Vietti.
That's good, actually, to allow Vietti to know that he's going to be ducking into the right here on this direction change.
And there he goes again. He's known since the start of the weekend he's had to do this, so he's had time to practice. You know what, he's done a fantastic job, and he rejoins ahead of Tony Arbolino, ahead of Jake Dixon, behind Senna Aegis. Mattia Pezzini, I'm sorry to say, has crashed out of the race, so the wild card is not going to be scoring any points today. He was down in 20th. Early end team, always that classic helmet from Mattia Pezzini, but not to be today. No fairy tale, unfortunately.
So where do you think Ramirez can get back to? He's tucked in behind Aegis. You called it 13th in the race after the next penalty. So he's completed it. Oh, it is going to be game over for Aaron Canet.
Yeah, tried to keep going, didn't he? But maybe a problem with his bike, and you don't blame Aaron Canet now for pulling in after a clash on that opening lap. At the moment, Joe Roberts happy to sit in tight behind Baltus. You feel like Roberts just taking care of his tyre at this stage, don't you?
Yeah,
similarly Gonzalez.
Gonzalez, you always know he's got that in mind, so I think it could be a case for Joe as well. Let Barry work hard. Joe's had such good rhythm all weekend. It just shows the benefit of the test. The American racing team, they worked hard here. They left the test fastest. The lack of dry track time on Friday has really paid off, and Joe looked at it the previous lap up into turn 3. He's going to go wide though.
He is going to go wide through turn 3. Baltus just let him come through. Manuel Gonzalez just watching this. He'll be happy watching this as well. They start doing battle, start stressing their tyre, turning that bit tighter, pushing that bit harder. But I think Roberts feels like he can get away at the front here.
Yeah, I believe so. And also another retirement from Moreira, the rear of the field, and there was 22 seconds back, so it wasn't going to come to anything today.
Must be an injury.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Anything.
I seen him walking through the paddock this morning. He was moving freely, smile on his face. So yeah, it could be fingers, hands, something that's not visible when you see him walking about the paddock. But yeah, it looks like he certainly struggled.
Mattia Pezzini has rejoined the race down the back of the field. Meanwhile, Barry Baltus holding firm over Roberts. Making a bit of a V out of the Schwantz corner. Baltus, of course, has never won a Grand Prix. Joe Roberts not won since Mugello last year.
Gonzalez told Nat on the grid that he was going to just learn in these early laps. He felt a little behind in terms of pace throughout the weekend, but he's got, you always know, racing head. Manny Gonzalez has got the full 18 laps in mind. He's happy enough to let these two work up front. It is a three-way fight for the podium at the moment.
Towards turn 1, Joe Roberts pulls alongside of Baltus, and again he's going to get through. Again, Baltus will just give it a little squirt underneath the American to get past him. Will that compromise his run, however, down towards turn 3 through the kink of turn 2. Roberts again pulling alongside, shows the wheel to the Belgian, and this time has just levelled him in the braking zone. Yeah. Does he run wide on this occasion? No, that looked inch perfect this time.
Yeah, that was perfect. You could see how he set it up. The cutback from Barry compromised his exit through 2, and it meant most of the work was done up the hill. Joe had a better line, better exit, levelled him and just hit his normal braking marker. The pass is complete this time.
The challenge now for Joe Roberts, who hits the front of a Grand Prix once again, is to try and eke out a gap over Baltus, and perhaps preferably Manuel Gonzalez. If he can keep Baltus in between himself and Gonzalez, puts himself in a really good position in this race. You can see Baltus sliding a lot, isn't he? A couple of times noticed the big black line being left out the back of his bike.
Yeah, corner entry and corner exit. He's done that in the past this season, and I thought, oh, he's going to use too much tyre, but he's been bringing it to the end of the race and as competitive in the last lap as he is on the first. So I'm not getting too concerned, but it is obviously a new asphalt which may wear the tyres a little bit faster.
Even then, down into turn 10, he was crossed up, wasn't he? Dropping down, whereas Joe just looked smooth. Gonzalez just looked smooth on entry there. But, as you say, that heavy metal style really from Baltas. It worked for Ayagura, didn't it, in Moto 2?
Yeah, very true. I had always liked it sideways to help on the deceleration phase and didn't actually use too much tyre in doing so. It does help you set the bike up to the entry a little bit. So yeah, Barry's using it to great effect, slightly supermoto in the entry to the turns.
The person who's enjoying watching this most is Manuel Gonzalez, because Joe Roberts then had to turn and finish off the final corner, didn't he? Turn tighter to make sure there was no way back through for Baltas.
Joe, even with the overtake, getting another 2/10 faster than we've been over the last few laps. So I do think he might gradually up the ante here. With what we've seen, he's been able to replicate his lap time throughout the weekend, set a lap time immediately matched the next lap and keep such a good rhythm.
Yeah, the way he's built into this weekend, he's nowhere near qualifying time. Now, you'd expect that normally in a race. They're also trying to dose it out to get to the line. But, you know, we are reaching the halfway point of this race. And we have felt like there's probably more pace in the track, in the bikes, as in they've had to build up to it. They haven't had that much dry track time.
No, it's been a compromised weekend in terms of information. So the teams who didn't test have been feeling on the back foot in comparison to American Racing, the Mark Brenies team. There's a few riders have been here before, whereas yeah, some struggled more than most. And obviously, Canet championship-wise, he's struggled, whereas Baltas has been right. Actually, Baltas came through Q1, so it's unfair to say he's been right on the pace. He's worked at it and just got there a little faster than his teammate.
Watching Albert Arenas down in 11th spot behind Ramirez, so Ramirez has moved up a couple of positions already. It's really good, isn't it, for the American racing team? Tough start to the season, but as we've said earlier about crashes and, you know, Marcos Ramirez, that was his first crash of the year back in Germany, cost him a double long lap penalty, but they really are starting to come to the fore again.
Yeah, as a team, it looks from the outside, both riders are happy, they're fast. Joe's immediately recently re-signed his contract for next year, so he will be retained by the OnlyFans American Racing squad. I understand Ramirez has offers from other parts in the paddock, but yeah, it looks like everything's working for the American squad.
Roberts again crosses the line. Personal best lap for Barry Baltas. Personal best laps for Olgado, Guevara and Vietti, who are starting to pick up their pace. This was a start again. Have a look at Baltas off the start. Just with, you know, starting on one side of the bike like that, it just felt like it was always going to be veered towards Joe.
Certainly had a little bit too much weight bias right into the... Well, he was trying to lower it as well. Just compromised him as soon as he dropped the clutch. The front wheel comes up. But yeah, for someone as lanky as Barry, would start much better with both feet on the ground. Motocross style, speedway style, really plant it and just jump it off. It helps you balance as soon as you drop the clutch.
We had that discussion with John McGuinness, didn't we, earlier on this weekend?
Yeah, it is. Most motocross riders are very good when they come across into road racing. Are very good.
Baltas the personal best lap, but Manuel Gonzalez now nearly a second behind the lead duo.
If live championship wise, now Barry Baltas would move into third in the championship, not far off his teammate. You would not have picked that pre-season. You've got to say, just past the halfway stage, he's impressed. The way he's been able to fight, the way he should have won potentially in Germany, or felt he could have won in Germany. And then the pole position yesterday made him pole, leading the early laps of this race, hanging on to Joe Roberts. He's just delivering everything that's thrown at him.
So what's changed then? Because is it just simply a matter of that's a better team?
It can be people, it can be base setting, it can be something, you know, for Barry himself, just unlocking that belief. He's been a few years in the class and had a tough year last year. But I do think when I watch the Fantic Bikes track side, they have a good base setting. They've got something that looks really stable. It looks like it turns well, and I think Barry's been the benefactor of moving across there to that information. All the material's the same. RW Racing had the same Calic chassis, same Olin suspension, same material in terms of the Triumph engine, Magneti Marelli ECU, so same Pirelli tyres. There's not a lot of actual differences in the material used. It's how you put all the components together, I guess.
Just a click with a crew chief,
exactly,
something like that, can't it? Just be the difference. But what it proves is there are no bad riders in this class. We knew that anyway. But throughout the field, you go all the way down to the back of the field, and there are some really good riders. His teammate is on to Vanagobo, who's going down in 21st with Colin Fire and Ayumu Sasaki. You know, championship challengers in Moto 3, but they're well out of the points.
Yeah, the depth of field is tough. When you look at a rider like Darren Binder down in 19th, who may well find no room at the end next year, at least the rumours sound that way, but a quality rider, Darren Binder, being a MotoGP rider. And look at this from Roberts.
Joe Roberts is starting to up the pace. Manuel Gonzalez is being told that Canet is out, and as he was a half second slower than Roberts on that last lap, Gonzalez is effectively being told by his team, we're happy with third here, mate.
Yeah, exactly, as Joe winds the wick up. That's impressive from Joe as well on lap 10 to just smash in a new lap record of 59.4. He's been in the 58s quite consistently this weekend, so he may well have a little bit left to play with here, as he just looks in control for Joe Roberts at the moment.
Spoke to him a lot. I know we've had an interview with him here this weekend with the team too. Injury plagued him. Crash at Phillip Island the end of last year, scaphoid. Still wasn't recovered from it at the start of this season. And he also had a middle part of the year last year, didn't he, after he was overlooked for the possibility of MotoGP? A bit like Sergio Garcia, where form went away from him. And to have recovered from that, to have got the confidence back, to be in this position again, that's testament to his character, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. The injury first in Assen, then the psychological aspect of thinking you're about to be a MotoGP rider and it all disappears. Someone pulled the rug from under you. He had to compose himself again, reboot. Then he had the scaphoid break in Australia, missed the end of the season. Watched Jorge Navarro jump on his bike and perform in Malaysia. You go through a tough winter, come back, it's not working in the early rounds. It does show a strength of character, a resilience to be back at the level that he's gradually built to. Over quietly done it as well over the last few races, been very evident as he's improved his feeling.
At the front, he was just a tenth quicker than him on that next lap, still in the mid 159, still a personal best for Baltus.
Yeah, impressive from Barry to be able to respond there. As Alonso makes the move on Jake Dixon down into turn one, he will go slightly wide. The door is ajar and Jake puts his Bosco Oscuro chassis back up the inside. But yeah, looking at the battle at the front, it is...
he tapped the seat then, Jake.
Oh, I missed that. A little tap.
That works.
Right on cue. David Alonso says, not today, my friend.
They are friends.
Yeah, they are mates.
There's Stella Aegis. He hasn't quite got it going in this race. Mum's here with him this weekend.
The front end maybe walked on him there as he changed direction. We did hear about the front end woes for some riders.
I wonder if David Alonso's front is feeling a bit better than Jake Dixon's. That's now about the third pass we've had on this lap already. This is the battle for 9th place. Top left, you can see it's nothing to choose between the leaders still, just 0.3 separating them. 2 seconds back to Manuel Gonzalez in third.
I like David Alonso's comments this morning about this racetrack, that as soon as you think you're going fast around it, you're going slow, so you can't attack. You've got to think about setting up your exits, corner speed, being smooth, being precise. Whereas, yeah, it's so Bruno, you've got to be pinpoint accurate.
at the front. Joe Roberts just eking out another couple of tenths on Baltas. He'll have seen on his pit board that Baltas responded to him on that last lap. Meanwhile, we ride on Jake Dixon up the hill through 11 and 12. Top left of your screen, you can see already the leaders are in the final chicane. We're heading up there now with Jake. Currently in 14th, not at all where he expected to be, but it all went wrong off the start. And once you get mired in Moto 2, the game's completely changed.
Yeah.
Unless you're Diogo Moreira.
Very, very difficult. Obviously, Moreira last weekend, the race of his life to come through the field. Wasn't to be in the end after the collision with Jake, but it proved that it is possible to come through. And we often see it in Moto 2 when you get outside that second group, you're stuck there all race long. Gonzalez had it in Aragon. Fantastic pace, speed all weekend. Slip up in qualifying, went down in 18th on the grid and couldn't make it back.
Can I give one mention, just as we see this scrap here? Albert Arenas now, even Ortola, both trying to get Alonso Lopez for that 9th spot. For Danny Olgado in 4th, rookie, and he is the rookie of the year so far, up in 4th place. That is seriously impressive.
It is, yeah. We've been singing his praises a lot this year because rookie status coming in. He wasn't the hot favourite out of the 5 rookies to join this championship as David Alonso takes profit from the slightly wide force wide for Alonso Lopez. But yeah, teammates David Alonso and Holgado arrive in Moto 2, both rookies, and you think David Alonso, Moto 3 world champion in spectacular fashion, he's going to be the best of those two, but it hasn't been. Holgado's gelled well with the bike. He is stature wise a little more stocky, carries a bit more muscle naturally, although Alonso has put on some muscle of late. I think Holgado's impressed. He's just adapted to the bigger bike. When he was on form in Moto 3, he liked to lead from the front, and now he seems to use that approach here, can set a good rhythm. He is the chase man for the podium here in this race by himself.
These are your leaders. Joe Roberts on the 16, Barry Baltas on the 7, still keeping the Californian honest. A sweeping line again from Joe Roberts through turn 13 and 14 now. Still Baltas clinging on to the coattails of the American. Manuel Gonzalez, a lonely ride now for him there in 3rd, but he won't care. 16 points will be more than welcome to add to his championship account. Then you just saw Danny Olgado across the line. About 2 seconds himself behind Gonzalez. Guevara is having another good ride, Guevara, in 5th spot, former Moto 3 champ. Celestino Vietti is 6th. And then Philip Salach, a lonely ride in 7th. Ramirez has made it all the way up to 8th, and he's matching the pace of the leaders. When we came here in 2020, Joe Roberts was on pole. He took 3rd place behind Enea Bastianini and Sam Lowes. His first podium in Grand Prix racing. Loves this venue. Can he rekindle the form that took him to Grand Prix victory last year? That took him to the head of the championship, of course. Let's not forget last season. Only 2 wins to his name. That race in Estoril, my apologies, Portimao back in 22, and then of course Mugello last year. So this would be a 3rd Grand Prix victory. Is it too late for Joe as regards MotoGP?
I don't think so. Honestly, I think he's got the right passport for sure. Got the right image for Liberty Media to promote an American, and riding like this for sure. You've got to take a look at him when we think the class acts that are in this Moto 2 field and how they typically adapt to MotoGP. Joe's certainly putting himself in the shop window. We know there's a big change happening in 2027, and he's secured his future for next season, 1 more year in Moto 2. Obviously age will go against him as we start to get on, but at 28 years of age I still think he's got plenty of time left to have an American in MotoGP.
Colin Edwards was 29, wasn't he, when he came across from World Superbikes back in the day? Yeah, you just wonder. You wonder if people have seen enough over the years, the inconsistencies. You know, if Aaron Cannett's not getting a shot, then you know, why should Joe Roberts? But you are right, the passport does play a part in it, and with new owners for the sport, American owners, you'd think that they might want someone with the stars and stripes in the Premier class. A little bit deeper on that occasion for Joe Roberts as he came through turn 1, but cuts across nicely, finishes off the corner nicely to power down towards 3 now. Can he break Barry Baltas' spirit? He upped his pace again on that last lap, Joe Roberts, 159.6. Baltas 159.7. The only other rider in the 59 bracket, Marcos Ramirez, who started with them both on the front row of the grid, but he's down in 8th, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, Ramirez doing his personal best. He had certainly got pace to battle for the final podium spot. I think could have given Gonzalez a race for it today, but I don't think he could have matched Baltas and Joe. You can see, look, how Joe takes just a few meters out of Baltas, and then in these long hanging corners where Joe's really strong, Barry gains a little back and braking, and he's having to work harder to hang on to the coattails of Joe Roberts.
And again, another black line as he must be stamping on the rear brake into entry into that left-right S. Again, watch him down the hill towards turn 10. We're going to see him crossed up again, Baltas. Joe Roberts is much more here of a 250 style, I would say.
Yeah, very smooth.
Smooth and wide swooping lines. There's Eaton Buckbull, team boss for the American racing team. But Barry is much more point and squirt, much more Ayagura style, I suppose.
Yeah, Barry certainly makes the difference in the braking zones. He can stop. He comes in actually sideways from a wide entry, a wide swooping line coming in. So yeah, it's spectacular. It's nice to watch. It's flamboyant, more so than Joe. He uses his levers to change direction.
Has he, in terms of his pace? He has hit every mark so far, but there is still 3 laps to go in this race for Joe Roberts. The gap to Baltas at half a second now. I feel for the pole. Loads of fans have come to cheer him on this weekend. Oh, and it's Eric Fernandez has got that one wrong. Ooh. I mean, he tried to level it, but got it completely wrong and just took out the front wheel of Pavelet. So, the end of the race for the wild card.
You imagine that will be a penalty for Fernandez on return to racing after the summer break in Austria.
It was a lunge, wasn't it? Behind, late lunge, and then just cleared through the front wheel of the pole. Talking of pole in this race, it was Barry Baltas, of course, who started on pole. It was quite cheeky. Followed Joe Roberts throughout the whole race, didn't he? The whole qualifying session, and then just pipped him.
Yeah, at the time I felt for Joe a little bit, but I was equally happy for Baltas to have his maiden pole position. But yeah, cheeky indeed to get 3 laps behind Joe, and Joe continued to push on. That shows a confidence as well for the American to not worry about the rider behind him, belief in his own ability to get the job done.
Yeah, what he said was, it'd have been lovely to have pole, but you know what? I've got the pace and I'm on the front row, and that's all that mattered today, and it looks like that is all that's going to matter. At the front, they cross the line, still half a second between them, still in the 159 bracket. Nobody else as Alberto Arenas, and now David Alonso who's coming forward. I wonder if Alonso, as he gets to grips with Moto 2, kind on his front tyre perhaps to everyone else. Alonso Lopez, for example, has dropped like a stone, whereas David Alonso's coming forward.
Yeah, he's always got an ability in the end of the look at this under Arenas in turn 1. Yeah, that would suggest he's got a little more grip than the bike in front.
So Alonso now up into 9th place ahead of Arenas.
From 19th on the grid as well. Yeah, he's struggled to get to grips with this circuit, no prior knowledge, and not suiting his style initially where he was attacking too much, but yeah, he's figured things out and come forward nicely in the race.
1.5 laps to go in the Moto 2 Grand Prix of Czechia, and it's Joe Roberts leading, Baltas second. We saw Gonzalez coming through in 3rd. Then Danny Olgado has got Celestino Vietti for company. Pace very, very similar, however. Olgado could well hold on to that spot That would match his best result of the season so far, which came back in Qatar. Last couple of laps has nearly been a second quicker than him. I'm not sure he's going to be able to hold on here, the Czech rider. Ramirez lurking, ready to pounce with extra pace. At the front, top left, Joe Roberts is about to start the last lap of this Grand Prix. Ooh, Ramirez pushing it deep on the brakes there. That will give a little bit of encouragement to Philip that he can hold on for one more lap of his home Grand Prix. Roberts, Baltus 1 and 2. Gonzalez there in third. Will open up a 25-point lead in the championship over Aaron Canet with this victory today, although Barry Baltus in turn will then move into third in the championship ahead of Moreira.
Yeah, the title race, it's always nice when you get a 25 points cushion. It means you can have one indiscretion, one DNF, and you're still there in terms of the title race. But yeah, that won't give Canet much well, he'll not be too stressed about it, so it was just one of those incidents at turn one, but a tough weekend, and he can't afford to have them with Gonzalez being as consistent as he is.
Yeah, Gonzalez is doing well from 16th on the grid in Germany, took fourth there. It could be some of the most valuable 13 points that he scored all year.
Joe's just stretched it out to 8-10.
Up the hill, through 11 and 12. Just the final S section to go, and Joe Roberts will be a Grand Prix winner once again. He's ridden superbly all weekend. Flattens out over the top of the hill. 28 years of age now, Joe Roberts from LA in California. And the American takes victory here at his favourite racetrack of Brno in the Czech Republic. Has signed for the American racing team for next year and wins for them ahead of Barry Baltus in second. Manuel Gonzalez takes third. The championship leader opens up over Canet, who crashed out early on. Olgado brilliant as a rookie to take fourth, with Vietti and Guevara 5th and 6th. Ramirez took Salas for 7th across the line, and Alonso pipped Albert Arenas. Delight though for the American racing team. That was a brilliant start to finish performance from Joe Roberts.
Yeah, stylish victory, controlled, never put a foot wrong once he got to the head of the field. You seen he thought about the overtake, made it happen, made it stick, and then controlled it from the front. Not easy to do, under pressure throughout from Barry Baltus, and a lovely wheelie to boot for Joe Roberts. His day is complete.
He did not put a wheel wrong all race, and nor does the wheelie go wrong either. Congratulations in order for Joe Roberts, a Grand Prix winner once again. Number 16 will celebrate, and when we come back from the break, shakes hands with Jake Dixon, who took 11th place across the line. We'll have all the reaction to the American winning in Moto 2 once more.
Entire cover bike and multi-bike insurance sponsors MotoGP championships on TNT Sport.
TNT Sports, powered by Endura.
As Africa prepares to stage its first ever Road Cycling World Championships.
It's not just a race, it's the moment for Africa to shine.
Follow the rise of a new generation of riders.
I would like to be the next Binyam.
You make history!
This is the start of a new cycling era.
Cycling Africa, premiering today after stage 15 of the Tour de France on TNT Sports 1 and Discovery Plus.
Here comes the unstable. I'm the lyrical gangster.
Life's pretty good, so why wouldn't you want it to last a bit longer? With Vitality Life Insurance, it could last up to 5 years longer. Get more active, get more life.
Electric.
I bet they bought the car with crypto.
Probably got a podcast.
About kale.
The tree huggers.
Jeffrey reckons they wear sandals. They're coming now, they're coming now.
There he is.
Never seem nice.
They seem all right.
My name is Detective Frank Drebin. With the police squad.
I think someone murdered my brother.
There's always a reason to kill someone. Did he talk with his mouth full?
No.
Did he have an obnoxious laugh?
I think I'm gonna barf.
They are threatening to shut down police squad if we do not solve this case.
I'll find them. This is what I do. Cover me.
Enough playing around.
The Naked Gun.
TNT Sports, powered by Moto.
Entire cover bike and multi-bike insurance sponsors MotoGP championships on TNT Sport.
Welcome back to the Czech Republic, where Filip Salac is celebrating with his home crowd and his team who've made it down there. He finished in 8th across the line. Very, very nervous on the grid. Could see that. Decent ride into 8th place today. The only Czech rider in the championship, of course. Picks up some valuable championship points, moving ahead of Alonso Lopez. Although Marcos Ramirez and Joe Roberts, after their results today, will go back ahead in front of him. Barry Baltus gets a pat on his helmet after a really solid ride behind Joe Roberts today. Manuel Gonzalez just did what the doctor ordered, brought it home safely for 16 championship points. But no one
for him, and he continued with the pace in every session. He was only bettered for pole and in the wet weather session, but every dry session he led the way and then continued that form in race day with a controlled and perfect win.
Everything about it was controlled, wasn't it? Everything was smooth, inch perfect, consistent throughout the race. Had the pace and knew he had the pace, but then backed it up in the race. And he proudly waves the stars and stripes above his head. Relief, I suppose, in that situation when you are the favourite going into race to back up that favourite status.
Yeah, it adds a little bit of pressure. There's relief that he's got the job done, relief that he's back on the top step after a lean spell, and yeah, cement himself back as a very front runner here in Moto 2. Yeah, it'll just feel so nice heading into the summer break now.
For all the team as well, who've supported him. The only
it's going to be, Mark's got the pace, and he's going to want to control it from the front. I think he's going to not risk too much early on. And it's just a case of, in those, let's say, the slightly vulnerable moments, and it's the first 3-4 laps of Mark, can someone make a pass on him, try and disturb his rhythm? Let's hope. I mean, you've got Bagnaia starting from pole. Quartararo's got really good pace. Obviously, he starts on the front row of the grid, so anything's possible.
Pedro Costa and Enea Bastianini made it a KTM double on the podium yesterday. Do you think they can repeat that today, or will the others perhaps have gathered enough data to catch up?
I think it's going to be a good race for second. I do, really. I mean, you look at, I can name 5 riders that have got the pace to finish second. It just looks like Mark's got that 0.3, 0.5 of a second advantage.
Over 200,000 fans have made this their home this weekend. That's the total Grand Prix attendance. I'd love to know what it was just for race day, because isn't it just brilliant to see the MotoGP bikes go through the stadium section once more?
Yeah, back at the legendary Brno circuit. You look in the background, hills surround the circuit. Look, natural amphitheatre, no made sort of purpose-built grandstands. It's people sitting on the... it's old school. It's as old school as it gets. It's people sitting on the grass bankings looking down on their heroes. It's fantastic.
The heat haze rising from this really dark, brand new asphalt. Brilliant surface. The riders have said it is billiard table smooth out there. And hopefully that means we're going to get a really good race. If you remember when we last raced here, it was Brad Binder who ran out victorious. He's down in 19th on the 7th row of the grid. And it is a welcome return, isn't it, to Jorge Martin?
Absolutely, and he's looked pretty good this weekend, and he'll be looking forward to getting stuck into this race and gathering as much data as he can.
He starts down on the 4th row in 12th place. No high expectations from the team. It's just about gathering some data and gathering a bit of mileage on the bike. Still waiting, as always, for Fabio Quartararo to join up. Saturday raised a few questions. Perhaps today will provide us a few answers. Brno is back. The Grand Prix of the Czech Republic is finally ready to roar once more. Pecco Bagnaia starts from pole for the first time this year. We've got 21 laps of this magnificent circuit, and it's a really
slightly vulnerable, and they are going to take advantage of that.
Bezzecchi was the fastest rider in